Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? I love the smell of that. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about how to properly care for your rosacea. And these are great tips just for any skin in general, but these are going to be specific for people who struggle with redness or rosacea. So if you're watching me for the first time, I'm Crystal Spink. So make sure you comment down below if you're rewatching the replay, #replay, or if you're watching me for the first time. But we're going to be a little bit mobile today. I'm going to be doing a couple of different things with you here, just to kind of show you. So, there's been a post that's been, or like a picture that's been circulating, the social media about, these eye mites, right? So these eye mites, and I've had a huge response in it. So I did put some stuff in my stories yesterday, but I'm going to go more into depth today about it because I didn't realize until a couple of days ago that those particular eye mites also can be on your face as well. Yes, very scary. It could be on your face as well. So, rosacea, when we think of rosacea, it's like this butterfly. It's like a butterfly inflammation. You usually find it around in here. Sometimes you'll see it in here, but mainly it's in this area. It's inflammation. It's red. It can be very tender. Sometimes people with acne can have it as well, which you'll kind of find out here in just a little bit why. But rosacea is a very common thing nowadays. It is a pain in the butt. I do admit, like, people who do struggle with it, it's a pain in the butt to find something that actually works. Because I think sometimes that even dermatologists sometimes struggle with treating it. But if you struggle with rosacea, comment down below with a fire emoji because I always love to hear from people who do struggle with it. Now, again, I made this post. It has like the eye mites on it. And if you're unfamiliar with what they're called dermadex. Okay. And dermadex we actually have on our body. They love our eyes. They love our lashes. They love our face. We have them on our body. We can't keep them off of our body. It's just what's made. And it's actually healthy. And I don't want to say healthy, but it's actually works with us with them being on us because they do eat the dead skin. And they do, eat the stuff on our eyes that's left over. But what happens is if it's not cleaned properly or your skin's not exfoliated properly, it can actually cause it to be worse. That's where you see like the styes and the eye infections. Hi, Trista. And so then you're going to start to see people kind of get rosacea. And rosacea can be caused by those dermadex. And so what happens is rosacea has that inflammation, right? And so what happens is we're sitting here trying to put all of these things on it. Now, the first thing that I recommend to you, if you're struggling with rosacea, I want you to know I'm not a physician. This is just obviously research, with people who have struggled with it, research through physicians that I have seen. I posted some legit videos of some physicians in their studies in my stories that actually show it to you under a microscope, what I'm telling you about today. So one of the biggest things is if you're struggling with rosacea, I want you to first think to yourself and go to your skin regime, and I want you to look and make sure that nothing on there says cetyl alcohol or anything alcohol-based in your cleansers. One of the biggest misconceptions that I see is, unfortunately, you don't want to use any alcohol-based products, okay? So that totally wipes out Neutrogena, Cetaphil, Aveeno, all of those, because they do contain alcohols in them. Now, you're probably going to ask me, why do dermatologists recommend it? why does it say for sensitive skin? Well, here's the scoop. The FDA does not have to regulate anything that anybody says. And I've told you guys this so many times. The FDA does not regulate. So if they say 15 out of 12 physicians recommend this, or 15 out of 12 or 12 out of 15 dermatologists recommend this product, the FDA doesn't have to regulate that. Hi, Rachel. The FDA doesn't have to does not have to research any of that stuff. So you have those dermadex on your face and on your eyes, and again, they're called AKA eye mites. So again, they're useful on your skin. We all have them. They love our skin and their eyes. Unfortunately, when you're not exfoliating properly and you're not taking your eye makeup off properly, they multiply. And then that's where you start to get the inflammation of rosacea. That's why you notice people are starting to kind of get the symptoms of it later. So not everybody's born with it. They kind of just start to get the attributes of it and the inflammation of it. It's because of that lack. So what I'm going to do is go through a really fast, easy skin regime for you that has not only helped people with some of the symptoms, but also people who have been diagnosed with rosacea. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I am not any of those, but I do have, like I said in my stories, if you check them out, you will see some physician videos that I have that show that dermadex under a microscope. So when you are dealing with dermadex, they're pretty nasty critters. And I hear from a lot of customers that are dealing with rosacea. One of their biggest things is they're scared to exfoliate. Okay, so I totally get it. Like I was scared to exfoliate as well before I started using my exfoliator. Sorry, but I'm trying to get this fixed up here. Okay, here we go. So I was scared to exfoliate too, not only because of my sensitive skin, but I had really dry, flaky skin, but I was prone to breaking out if I exfoliated. But the thing is, if you have rosacea, you have to exfoliate, not only to kill those dermadexes off of there, but also, hi Bianca, but also you have to get that dead skin off of there, because what I have seen in the past is people with rosacea also have acne prone skin because they're not removing that dead skin off of their face. And so when you don't remove dead skin, that gets into your pores, right? And so when it gets into your pores, then it's going to cause breakouts because the dead skin is dirty and it carries bacteria. The other thing is, in order to kill that bacteria, you have to be exfoliating properly. Now, I'm not talking about going and getting the huge apricot scrub. You know, I grew up with apricot scrub and sea breeze, but you know, those big balls that are in there. And if you are old school like me, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting small little spherical balls, right? Small little spherical balls. That's a really bad word to say. I shouldn't say that, but I'm looking for my skin polish here and I can't seem to figure out where it went, and I took it with me. Okay. I'm losing my mind here. I'm losing my mind. Where did it go? So also, it's really important. I'm like freaking out over here because I don't know what happened to my skin polish. Like I just had it. Okay. So when we're thinking of exfoliation, oh, did you? So when you're thinking of exfoliation, you want small spherical. Okay, honey, can you get her, please? Go get daddy. So when we're thinking of small spherical balls, also the most important thing with that is you want to make sure that they I know I had it in the bathroom. I don't know where it went, Rachel. Like, I'm looking like, where's it at? I'm losing my mind here, and everybody's reaping the benefits of it. Like, what's going on here? Oh, it's right here. Hello. Welcome to my TED Talk here. Okay, so when we're talking about small spherical balls, this is what I'm talking about. I'm just going to use a little bit here so I'm not wasteful. But if you look here, you're going to see these little small spherical balls. So what that means is they actually have the shape of a pore, okay? And how is that important? It's the shape of a pore, therefore it's not going to tear, it's not going to pull, it's not going to damage, and it's not going to irritate your skin, okay? So that's what you're looking for here. You want to look for something that's natural, like it has lemon in it, so it can be a natural astringent to your skin, but also I suggest Hoba Hoba because Hoba Hoba is very hydrating. This mask in particular helps lock hydration, okay? Helps lock hydration, brings moisture and nutrients to the skin. Now, if you're like me, I'm lazy when it comes to exfoliating, and I need it to be as simple as possible. So I like to just get my face a little bit wet here. And also with rosacea, you want a really good cleanser, creamy cleanser. So I suggest a aloe and sunflower based one, okay? Now those of you with rosacea, I recommend this to everybody anymore because who really has time to sit around and wait 15 minutes for a mask, right? I don't, okay? So I like to mix my mask into my cleanser. So I'm double dutying, but those of you who struggle with skin ailments, if you're afraid of it being too harsh, this is gonna be great for you. So I like to just kind of bring it around. Now, when I'm saying exfoliating, I'm not talking about going like that. Like anybody should be probably doing manual exfoliation because what happens with like what I've noticed when I use like my electric toothbrush, I push really hard. Or when I don't use my electric toothbrush, I don't push as hard because it has like a little thing on it that toots, makes like this red light up when I push too hard. We don't have that on those tools. So I always use my hand, and I think the hand is the best way to exfoliate. But what's nice is you can know those areas that you can get into. So if you look here, you see these little balls on here. They're not huge, they're not pulling, they're not tearing, they're not causing any more damage, nothing like that. So what I like to do is then I just like to go in and I just like to splash the face just a little, okay? Now, the reason why I recommend with the Quench Cleanse to add the mask, because what happens is a lot of time, and you see me pat my face, I always pat, I never pull or tug or anything. So the reason why I mix my skin polish with my cleanser is because a lot of times people are accustomed to having like this foamy cleanser that foams up and has like this magical feeling of like I can't get my face clean unless it's like squeaky clean. So that's why I tell a lot of my customers to mix it in with their cleanser because it saves time, but also it helps them as well kind of get that feeling that they're actually doing something to their skin. A lot of times when you use a creamy cleanser, you kind of feel like you're not really doing anything to your skin. And that's one of the biggest things I get from people with skin ailments is that they're like, well, I don't feel like I'm really doing anything to my skin because I'm not scrubbing it or anything like that, right? I'm not gonna have to do my face tonight because this is like pretty much the nighttime. Now, So we've talked about the importance of exfoliation, the importance of cleaning. But now I want to talk about using some sort of facial oil, okay? So facial oil is really important to any type of skin type, but when it comes to rosacea and any type of skin ailment, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, all of that, they're super drying to the skin. And that's why I recommended at the beginning getting rid of anything that's alcohol based in your regime. So like I said, a lot of times people who have rosacea will sometimes have acne problems. Remember, because of that dry, dead skin falling in there, the bacteria, they're not exfoliating properly. But we need something that is going to keep them hydrated through the day, but also naturally killing bacteria. So we need something that's antimicrobial, antibacterial. And I'm not talking about going and getting yourself some antibacterial soap. And I'm not talking about antibacterial like an astringent. Not like an astringent that you would get, that you would put on a cotton ball. I'm talking about something that is natural, facial oil that's hydrating, that has antimicrobial, antibacterial, that has UVA benefits of protection. And I'm talking about a Pomifera oil. This is 1 drop. And what I love about this is that I can just take a swipe and then I had a fellow beauty guide friend of mine. She kind of did some suggestions on application. I was probably using too much. And so what I like to do is I recommend this morning and night. But what this is doing is actually killing that bacteria naturally, okay? It's also hydrating the skin, but it's working as a catalyst, okay? So what I mean by that is it basically, I can't even think of the word. I'm like so out of it today. I have a horrible migraine today and like my words, I'm having a hard time like carrying my words. And if you look here, my face is kind of like droopy a little bit. That's what happens when I get a migraine. Like my face droops. It's weird. It's a normal thing with some people with migraines, but it's annoying to me. So it actually works as a like a carrier oil. So it's a carrier oil. So what I mean by that is anything that you apply to your skin after this facial oil, it sucks it in 10 times deeper. Okay. And so there's a couple different things that you can do when it comes to moisturizing. And that's why I always moisturize after I apply my facial oil, not only because it's a carrier oil, but because you have to go by molecular value, and facial oil is thinner. Like you can already tell, like a facial oil is thinner than a moisturizer, right? So if you have a mask or a moisturizer on that's really thick, and then you have this thin facial oil you put on top of it, it can't like get through, right? It can't get through. So you have to put that facial oil on first. And why wouldn't you? Because it's a carrier oil. So then it can just, that moisturizer can just suck right through and go down deeper. Now, because you've exfoliated your skin, not only are you killing that bacteria, you're getting rid of that dead, dry skin, but you are setting your skin up to be a clean canvas, okay? So when you set your skin up to be a clean canvas and you exfoliate that skin properly, whatever you've put on it is going to be received better, it's going to be more effective, and you're going to see faster results, okay? So when somebody tells me, well, I think I'm doing all the steps, I don't understand why something's not happening, I'll say, how many times are you exfoliating? What are you exfoliating with? What are you applying? Those types of questions. Because exfoliation is key. Key to aging, key to acne, key to everything in life, even with your body. When you're using all these tightening and toning creams and stuff and they're not working, are you exfoliating your body before you apply them? So it's kind of like when you're painting. It's easier to apply paint to a primed wall than it is to a dirty wall, right? You wouldn't be outside watering your grass with leaves all over it, right? You want to rake the leaves first. Therefore, you got to remove that dead skin. I'm going to say that till I'm dead. Okay. So my skin feels super soft and smooth. That's because I've exfoliated it. It's been a couple of days. It's been like 3 days since I've exfoliated my skin. And that's why I love putting it in my cleanser. So moisturizer, anything that I put on now after this facial oil, this unicorn pea that I like to call, and I like to call it unicorn pea. I've called it unicorn pea for like 3 years, and people are like, why do you call it unicorn pea? Because it's magical. It takes care of everything. It takes care of sunburns, cuts, wounds. It helps with diaper rash. We use it as diaper rash cream in our house. It helps for cold sores. It helps with hangnails. I will tell you, it helps with a hangnail. I had one really bad, and it really helped with the pounding of it today. It helps with eczema, rosacea, psoriasis. It helps with all of those things. Okay. So that's why I call it unicorn pea. But what I love to do is take a moisturizer, a therapeutic moisturizer afterwards, and I love to apply it. Now, I saw this really great demonstration yesterday or 2 days ago from a fellow beauty guide of mine, and she is super smart. And this is, and I've always showed this portion, but I've never thought about showing it in my pinky portion. Literally, this is all you need. This is all you need for cleanser size. This is all you need for moisturizer size, okay? So all you're going to have to do, like, that's the key. Just because you slub on more doesn't mean it's going to be more effective. Less is best, okay? You don't need tons of product on your face. And if you do, that's probably because it's maybe watered down and requires more. So we're going to put that moisturizer on. Yes, and this is about the amount that I put on every single day. Okay, well, I'm doing my night routine now. But this is about the amount that I put on. And I'm putting on a therapeutic moisturizer. It actually has tamanu seed in it. It was originally created to treat leprosy, if you know anything about leprosy. I call this unicorn moisturizer, honestly, because we use this for everything in our house. My son and daughter have very sensitive skin. And my daughter, since she was born, has had severe eczema on her skin. Very red, dry, flaky, all that stuff. So I absolutely love putting on this therapeutic moisturizer. Now, it's great for eczema, rosacea, psoriasis. It's good for cuts, burns, wounds, all that. So these two go like hand in hand. Typically, if I do one, I suggest the other. So if you want to speed up your results, you may hear me say, well, do you have a cleanser? Do you have an exfoliator? Do you want to increase and speed up your results? I'm always going to suggest these two. You can, if you want to go on the little bit more of a lower budget side, you can do like a regular old moisturizer. However, if you are struggling with rosacea, you have a lot of inflammation in the skin, so you're going to want to get that hydration, especially if you have a lot of redness, a lot of burning feeling, that kind of thing. And with summer coming, I know a lot of people who struggle with rosacea have to stay away from the sun because they can't, it just intensifies it. So getting it under control is key. Now, these are just suggestions. These are just things that have worked in the past with people who have struggled with that. Now, obviously, everybody's skin is totally different. So I'm offering right now free skincare assessments. So if you want to be one of my free skincare assessments, make sure you comment down #skin, and then I'll send you my free skincare assessment quiz. I'm only offering it for five people. Okay, so it's a brand new quiz that I came out with. So that is what I have for you. If it was helpful for you, make sure that you give it some love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.